I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, your voice is
Looking
like
forward.
unaudible.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, yes, it's better.
All right, I'll keep it like this then.
I don't know if it's my internet or it's your internet, but the video is also little.
Mm, Okay, let me just check. I'll see
Oh,
if I can
it's better.
improve
It's
it.
better. It's better. It's better.
Okay, okay.
Should we wait for people to join in? We'll start exactly at 5. Okay.
Yes.
How many people are we expecting to join?
We've received above 200 registrations.
So sweet.
So, yeah.
That's great.
Now, let's see how many actually are able to show up. We're hoping for a good turnout.
Okay. And may I ask, like, who's the professor that we'd be interacting with? Can you please introduce, like?
Yeah, it's Professor Ashish Pandey.
Mm-hmm.
So he is a professor, associate professor at the Shailesh J. Mehta School of Management at IIT Bombay,
Mm-hmm.
and he is a believer and a practitioner of the yoga practices. And he's been with us before in these events, so he will be welcoming the guest as well.
Okay, okay. And what is his subject of expertise?
I'm not exactly sure of his research topics, but it's in the School of Management. So as I'm on the computer science department side, so I'm not entirely aware of his research work. But he does have research interests in mindfulness and yoga, and then the relevance of yoga in the field of management and spirituality at the workplace.
Okay, that's great. Has Sir joined us already?
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Not yet. Let's wait for him to join. I think sir has joined. No, I saw um, Ashish ji here. Anish ji,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I
Yes,
can
yes.
hear you.
I think sir has joined already.
Okay. Anyway, it's
Yes.
almost 5 p.m. So we'll just wait for 5 p.m. and then
Yes,
a
yes.
grace
Sir is
period
here.
of
Sir is
one
here.
and a half minutes.
Namaste, Ashish ji. Okay, you'll have to unmute the audio, please.
Yeah,
Yes. Namaste.
namaste.
Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. I was looking forward this session.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll call Acharya ji now.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting a chance with IITians. It's a pleasure. Ji, namaste.
Namaste.
How I can see you all on the big screen, is that possible? Anyhow, I can see you all on big screen. Okay, Ashish ji, namaste. Anish ji, Deshpande ji, namaste. How are you all? कैसे हैं आप?
हम लोग ठीक हैं. Really looking forward this session.
देशपांडे जी घबराए लग रहे हैं. What's happening? Anish ji.
No, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a gallery option so you can see a lot of people at once.
इससे डिवाइस या टेक्नोलॉजी से पता नहीं लगता है देखना किधर है. आपको नीचे देखना है, कैमरा को देखना है. It's very confusing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. As long as we can see you, we're happy, sir.
सभी को मेरा एक बार फिर से प्रणाम. सभी को साथ में. पुष्पेंद्र जी, नोडियाल जी, नमस्ते.
Okay.
Oh, there are so many people. I
Alright,
think मैंने अभी स्वाइप किया तो there are so many people. जो भी अभी स्क्रीन पे है और जो सभी लोग कनेक्ट हुए हैं, सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. जी.
All right, then. So we'll just begin in a few moments.
Okay. To whom I will be talking to, can I just know that? Ashish जी आप बात करेंगे, अनीश जी बात करेंगे.
Nick.
Yes, sir. I'll just give a few words of introduction, and Ashish sir is going to also speak a few words, and then we'll be handing over the microphone to you. So I think we can begin now.
Okay.
So I'll just get started. Yeah. All right, then. Good evening, everyone. Namaste. I warmly welcome all of you to the workshop by Yogastha IIT Bombay on yogic discipline in student life and Hatha Yoga Rewire Your System. So we have the first of the two sessions today. And so now, just like a brief chat, a brief anecdote, whatever we have been experiencing in our lives, especially these last few months, has all been about balance. So balance between our commitments, our wants, our desires, our health, your time, your families and friends, all sorts of things. So we need to bring some control and discipline over these things. And the yogic way of doing this, the yogic method, the way it's been happening is absolutely wonderful for doing so. So to that effect, we have organized this event for all of you. And our guest and speaker for the day is Sri Acharya Advait Yogabhushan. I'll give a brief introduction about Sir. So he's a very eminent personality in yoga. And unbelievably, but very believably, he is just 26 years old. So that is quite an astounding fact. He's done his master's in yoga and a PhD in English literature. He's been working both in India and abroad. He's taught in Africa, he's taught in London, and he's
बस
been the
बस बहुत ज्यादा
Yogacharya
हो
for the
गया.
he's been the Yogacharya for the President of the Central African Republic, as well as the Yogacharya for Om Birla Ji, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. And Sir has worked for esteemed, institutions like UNESCO and the World Health Organizations, given lectures there. And the thing that Sir realized is this vision, this traditional system or the Gurukul system of education and our traditional culture in India is something that needs to be revived. This yogic discipline needs to be taught to everybody here. And with that in mind, Sir founded the Midway Seekers Foundation, the Midway Seekers group. And we are very, very pleased to have Sir with us here today. And to give a few more words of welcome to all of you, I would like to invite Professor Ashish Pandey, a professor at IIT Bombay with the SJSOM, the School of Management here. He's a firm believer and practitioner in these yoga practices, and he has research interests in mindfulness and yoga and its relevance in the field of management and spirituality at the workplace, in business and society. So thank you very much. I hand over the mic to Professor Ashish Pandey.
Yeah. So virtual mic for virtual participants.
Ji.
Uh,
Ashish, may I just know what's your age? You look so young. I'm confused to figure it out. I'm sorry. उन्होंने आपको प्रोफेसर बताया, but I was looking like कि आप काफी young लग रहे थे, तो मैंने आपको बड़ा screen में किया. Then I saw you. You are smart and young. बताइए.
I like your comment, even if it is just to please me.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie. I'm honestly, I'm saying, जब मैंने आपको बड़ा किया, then I saw कि कोई बहुत matured है. He's a professor. Else he was looking like a young guy in my small screen. I'm sorry. Yes.
So I'm like any associate professor, most of the associate professor in the mid-40s, and
you don't look like that. You don't look like that.
So,
I think yoga kept you so well. Ji.
So when you meet in person, I may look like that. So
okay. Ji.
So but good thing about yoga and mindfulness practice is that midlife doesn't become the crisis and becomes opportunity to explore and look at life in a more holistic way when you reach to your mid-40s. So Vanaprasth is the stage of delegation and enjoying that delegation and developing people around you to take forward the best things in life.
You are waiting to get 60 now. I'm saying that.
No. So I consider myself going into Vanaprasth because you really don't know whether you will live till 100 or not. But so if you are in mid-40s, it is fairly a time to at least behaving
I can assure you, Ashish, if you kept the smile like that, as it is like that on your face right now, then you're gonna live more than 100. Okay, just keep it like that. Like keep always smiling.
Thanks very much. And
keep your belly moving when you laugh. That's it.
Welcome to all of you who have joined this session. This is a result of a wonderful work which Yogastha Club has been doing for so many years. Compliments to the Yogastha Club members and the faculty in charge, Professor Neeraj.
My thanks and gratitude to everyone.
Leading this group and keep organizing so very relevant sessions. Keep identifying the best of the teachers in this field of well-being and yoga and other related contemplative practices. So glad that Acharya ji is here today. One of the special things about Acharya ji, the speaker of the today's session, is that number one, his name itself is Advait Yoga Bhushan. So he carries a combination. Yoga and Advait both are there in his name. So yoga is this, generally we attach that with the Sankhya Darshan, which is in a way dualistic,
which is the origination, like actual
which
roots.
is in a way dualistic, and Advait is non-dual, so he carries that dual knowledge
And
of duality and non-duality both. So
midway.
Midway. That's why the pressure is of the what he constituted the organization and the forum is called Midway. So looking forward yours both the sessions. Over to Acharya Yoga Bhushan.
See, in this world of modernity, Ashish, if I would say, we cannot go back to the Vedic system. It's impossible. It's impossible that you can ruin all the buildings, take off all the cars and JCB machines working regularly to build up something new. You cannot stop them, and you can just have this pony like, wo Gurukul ke bachcho ka jaise hota hai, and you can walk around a happy life. You have this much population in the country that you cannot just be Vedic now. It's like we have to come up with something that we can practice that Vedic system up to an extent that makes at least our health, our mind, and at least can keep us focused for what we want. It's like we cannot be like all the time happy because we are in a very chaotic world. So we need to figure out a solution to become self-sufficient, to not to become that much dependent on something that we may, it's like find ourselves in stress, commit suicide, or feel like failure in our life. We should always have that igniting energy within us, which we always have. We just forgot it. That which it's like which is responsible for keeping us creative. It's like more creative we will be, more rewards, more fortunes will happen in our life because we will be creating new things and we will be giving to the world for the humankind. If we just like lose that ability, then it's like we require it. I must say that yoga practices, the ancient practices, are required in today's world. Everybody who is living in this modern world actually needs to know. I think I lost connection with Ashish ji,
No, I think you're audible.
but I cannot see you. Okay, I have to speak without seeing you, I think.
Okay, just 1 minute. I am just switching over to the better internet connection, and then I'll be able to stream the video as well. Thanks. Please continue.
So I can keep speaking by the time, I think.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Ashish ji, yes, I think Ashish ji is not visible on my screen, so I can pop you up on the bigger screen.
Right. Then just one announcement, sir. If it's all right with everybody else, we can turn on their videos as well,
Yes, it's
so we
okay.
can
It's
have a
fine.
nice
I got it.
face-to-face.
I think I'm
Yeah, we can
sorry.
have a
There are
face-to-face
too many
interaction.
number of people, and my iPad is giving me option to just see 4 people at one time in the face of it. So I found it. Okay. So Ashish ji, I was saying the practices, the ancient practices, why they are required, and what is this midway, and how can be it's like a certain discipline can be there in modern people's life, so they can be just creative, and they can just be healthy just by being creative. The thing is, when we were living in the, if we just go and we just go in a flashback, we look like how it was in the Vedic system, how the people were living there. It's like the number of population was very less. First of all, like if we talk logically, we don't have that much number of population on Earth at that time. So the resources are, it's like open, like fruits are open, no chaos is there, no too many businesses are there. So you can follow so many things which are mentioned in this formulated system, like Soch, Santosh, Tap, Swadhyay. These kind of things are there. You don't have to lie, you don't have to cheat. These kind of things are mentioned in Yama and Niyamas. When you see the base of yoga, like, or when you see the final output of the yoga, if you just see the Sankhya also, they're talking about such things. If you see the Hatha Pradipika also, you read that thing, you will come to know that they are talking about something which will throw you at certain, point, or which will keep you in a certain lifestyle, which will make you do all this. So, like when the number of people were less, these things were practical and was easy for ancient people. But now, when you have to face problems like every step, for the bread and butter, the fight is going on, for the employment fight is going on, for getting into IIT colleges, I think there is a great fight. It's a like huge chaos itself in itself, because we are here in the city of, I think, education, the modern city Kota, and we see like so many students coming all the way from like all over the country, and they are like preparing here for IIT and PMT, like medical exams and for engineering exams, and they are coming at such a age. When I see them, they are coming here. They come to our yoga center. Like number of students comes because we are very close to the Ellen institution in Kota. So it's like you just generally go and ask them when they are coming to your center first day. When we ask them that how do you feel? It's like you are preparing for IIT. You skipped your school. You are going regularly for tuitions. You are trying hard to crack down the IIT and just get into it. For what? It's like the job. It's like they don't even like it. They're stressed. It's too much. They have to be in class for such a long hours. and they are just like, they have problems, like major problems, minor problem, like they have issues with their body cannot move properly, and they have issues with breathing because they are all the time like into rooms, and they don't play games, they don't go out, they don't like laugh without reasons. They cannot do it. If a person is having no friend preparing for IIT, and you talk to them, you will see them like a worm walking onto the books. That's it. He just know, or she just know about the books, nothing else. They don't have joy coming out of their face. So it's like when I saw you, there was a joy. It's because maybe you are practicing yoga every day and it keeps you like that, something giving you from inside. If we analyze, it doesn't give you anything. If we just go deep down and look into enlightenment also, it is nothing. It's about a stage that you get sorted about your things, what you're doing in your life, what you have to do, how you have to walk, what you have to achieve, why you are here, what is the reason that you are living. It's like such basic things gets clear when you practice this discipline, or this people say kriya, sadhana, and yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, so many things. Like there is a whole procedure in Ashtanga yoga. When you practice this, they actually brings your consciousness inside your body. And now people say that yoga works for body, mind, and soul. It's like it sounds very, it's like kind of stupid to me that why they say mind separately, because mind is an entity of the body. If you have a healthy body, when means like you have a mind also inside that body, it's a part of your body. Then of course, if your body is getting healthier, your mind will also get healthier, because the chemical imbalance either can be changed by the mind or the vice versa. If you practice too much with the body, or you practice in a righteous way with the body, it will put a certain impact on your mind also. It's like it's all the way. You do dhyana, or you do yama, niyama, and asanas in your life, it will be balanced. Your manomaya kosha will be balanced, how it is. So I will explain, I'll try to explain it in a little, like sorted way. So whomsoever are listening, they can just have more trust with the discipline or the lifestyle we will introduce you tomorrow, that you can practice in your life for becoming more creative, for having better endurance, stamina. You don't feel weak, and you can keep yourself on the books creatively for longer hours. So because you want to crack IIT. Also, I will try to deliver that if it's like 10,000 people are applying for IIT, or 10,000 people are studying in IIT, all of them doesn't have admissions in Bombay. All of them doesn't have admissions in IIT. So their it's like desires are also getting hurt there, because if a person is, I think, studying in IIT Roorkee, he always wants to get into Delhi or Bombay. He always wants to be in a better institution. But it's like the cutoff, the counseling, the system, the marks, the efforts, the creativity level decided that he have to be in Roorkee or some other IIT. It's like I'm not that much familiar which IIT is more famous, which is not, because I'm a student of higher education. So professionals are too ethical for me. So the thing is that when you see the human body, it's like when you talk to a doctor, that how do you feel when you cut a body and when you look inside it? How does it make you feel? If you talk to a doctor, like you are an engineer, you might not know about it. That's why I'm trying to tell it. Like how a doctor would say it. They are just mesmerized. If you sit next to a doctor who is high, who had a bottle of alcohol, and you sit with him and you talk to him, how you feel about it doing operations every day? He is not thinking about his ethics, trades, his profession. He's drunk. You know what he will say? I know God exists. That he designed a system in such a way that everything is kept in such an order inside, like it's a machine made up of blood, nerves, bones, and so many things. It's a proper machine. It's like you see a heart beating with no reason. It's beating, and something will go out and it will stop, and we don't have authority to control it. So they surrender there. So many doctors. I would mention a name, a very famous name, Dr. Sitaram, Dr. Ramesh Bijlani. I'm sorry. Dr. Ramesh Bijlani is a very famous physician, and he worked in AIMS for 30 years. After that, he became a yogi, like a sannyasi. His wife and him himself, like they became yogis, and they are like running Aurobindo Ashram. Like it's a very, it's like good yoga center or a ashram playing such a good role in the chaotic center, in the center of the chaos, actually, in the Delhi, where like people are super busy and they are stressed, they are unhappy about everything they have in their life, mostly. If like they have car, they have diseases also. They have super expensive houses, but they have diseases in their body. They are not happy. They're not like those mountain people who don't have anything, but at least they have, it's like a satisfied life and a healthy body. They can climb up a mountain for, it's like anytime they want. Like city people, if they go even for trekkings, they cannot just walk for 2 kilometers. Like going to Kedarnath for them is a very big deal, so they hire donkeys. So that is the thing I'm trying to mention, that if you look within the body, it's explained by the system, the yogic system or the Vedic system, how they understood it, the yogis, the rishis, the munis, the great sadhaks. They try to just put it in a very organized manner, that we have like 5 sheds, the koshas. They call it kosha. They say it, our body is, they started looking like very normally, like we have hands, we have hairs, we have legs, we have so many body parts. So they called it annamaya kosha, which is which we accumulated from the food, water. It's like we are consuming so many things in the form of food. After that, they say that you have pranamaya kosha. It's like there is something which is moving inside your skin, in your brain, in your veins, in your blood. It's everywhere, which is the oxygen. I can mention it like simply, if you do not understand what is prana. Oxygen is not prana. It's like there is something which is inside the body and which is moving like oxygen, or in the oxygen molecules, which we are actually connected because of that only. That the out force and the inner force is, it's like in such a harmony that they're exchanging all the time with exhalation and inhalation, and we are alive. Then they say, when this annamaya kosha and pranamaya kosha, you see, you move after that, you don't feel. I mean, it's like you don't feel anything with the body. It's something else also. It's something else which keeps you moving in 2 directions. It's your mana. It's your manomaya kosha, which always gives you 2 options. Like when you are in a situation of fight, then you think that whether I should fight or whether I should not fight. You see so many things in support of that I should not, and so many things in support of that I should. So many things your mind gives you and your mana projects outside. It's like that's the very confusing thing we have, and it's kept in the middle. Like the annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha is there, and the middle in the middle there is the manomaya kosha. After that, you have the 2 more kosha, which is, they mention it Vijnanamaya kosha after Manomaya kosha. Means like you have an intellectual body, which is above this choice thing. Man is always having 2 things in the mind. That if I would study, how it would make me feel. If I would not study, you know both the things. But you choose. Your intellect is so dim that you are not above the mana. If you go above the mana, then you are into the pure intellect. You will act according to your intellect. Your intellect will tell you rightest thing all the time. Like this intellect have, it's like a memory. Is intellect have an understanding of its own, which keeps you safe from so many things. You never got burnt, but you have this understanding that if you touch fire, you will get burnt. So you're always scared of fire. You always stay away. You never went into the depth of water, but if you don't know how to swim, you know that. If you don't even have proper confidence, even you know how to swim, but you don't have a confidence, your intellect will tell you, are you stupid that you want to cross the Ganges? You want to jump into the sea? You don't know if you can do it. So your intellect is like trying to keep you safe if you don't even have experience about it. It's like its very nature is to keep you alive and keep you safe. After that, higher intellect, that which keeps you okay in every situation. If a person achieves everything about this system, like which is running around, it's because of the intellect. If you move above that, then it's a state of bliss, which is called the Anandamaya Kosha. And this Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha is right side, you can say. And this Annamaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha is left side. And the mana is in the middle. So how to just, like align yourself, so you are always into your Vijnanamay Kosha, or you are into your Anandamay Kosha. Either you are bliss all the time, no matter you have anything, you don't have anything. You become a nice engineer or you don't become. It's even up to that level. It doesn't matter if you had IIT, you can just quit. Nothing will. No, your bliss state won't be disturbed. If you like, you have a proper understanding, your intellect gave you everything, that told you every answer, every question you have in your mind is sorted now if you are into your intellect. But remaining too much into intellect is also a problem that will also, like bother you so much, because you are living in a world and you cannot run this world by just being intellect all the time, because there are also other intellectual people around you. So there will be a conflict always between the intellects. So that is why the bliss state is there. When we breathe, you might remember incidents from your childhood that you got a fight outside in college or school or anywhere on the road or streets with your friends. And when you come crying back to your home and you're weeping and you don't know how it is going to happen, but you're just crazy. And your mom asks you that just sit down, take a long breath. Aram se baito, saans lo, and tell me what is wrong. Why they do that? They're just like unconsciously telling you to do a practice that you just sit down, breathe calmly, like take long breaths, and something will happen to your brain. What is that? It's something with the prana. It's something happened with the prana, and that they reached into a certain specific part of your body that it comes down and it actually starts behaving as it have got abilities. So our very nature is what? If I would ask you this question, that what is the very nature God designed human beings? What is that actual thing that people have? Every human have. We have got that thing from the God. If I would ask, is it just a mind to study IIT, or it is just a stamina to play a sport, or it's just a like cunning and sharp ideology we have all the time, that to play politics or to just stay calm? What is that every human have got? Can you just guess it out? I just wanted to guess out. Ashish ji.
Anyone can share. Okay, I'm already there. Yeah,
Yes,
it looks
anyone.
like
It's like, okay, it's like it may take so much time to guess out. Let me tell you, it's like we are the best creation of God. If you see according to the system of life also, like from insect to human being, as they mentioned it, that there is a life cycle, and they mentioned that there are 84 lakh creatures on this earth, जो जिनको वो कह रहे हैं 84 लाख जीवनियां, कि आप कर्मों के हिसाब से उनमें ऐसे घूमते रहते हैं. If you see that humans are the best one. Humans have got every ability. Humans have got the ability to use every sense up to such an extent, such a higher extent that all the species doesn't have that. A bat may hear up to a higher extent than us. A dog can smell better than us, but a dog could not have all other senses up to that extent up to which we have. It's like a dog cannot have all the senses up to that level as we have. So we have got like 5 senses, and we can use those 5 senses up to such an extent. Also, only humans have got, this is clearly mentioned when you go into the Taittiriya Upanishad. So the most scientific Upanishad, or the part of Vedas, it tells you that it's the only humans who can also get enlightened. They quote it like that, जो मोक्ष की प्राप्ति कर सकते हैं. What is that? Because a human can consciously control the karma. A human can consciously control the breath. A human can consciously control his acts. It's like if you are in anger, and something happens within you, or let me just ask you, when you are angry, do you actually doesn't have that ability to stop yourself and not to fight with anyone? We just don't, because of it's like so many things we carry inside, so many subjects we are carrying right now. It can be respect, it can be dignity, it can be loss to the character, or the it's like placement or the position. It is so many things, like why this person is speaking to me like that. So you react, but you know that you can just sit like simply like that. But if you hit a dog, you will see that the dog will start getting angry, or he will just run. He has just 2 ways. A dog cannot react in such a way that even you calm down and you stop beating him. But humans have got that. Humans have got that they can just simply be, they can just come into a gesture, they can join hand and then they can simply say sorry. And even they can give explanations about it, or they could just not react. We have just this ability. If a person doubts that he don't have that ability, that we don't have to react, that's actually about getting sorted, getting enlightened, nothing else. If there is a business in this world going on the name of enlightenment, it's a great fraud. It have been always proved as a great fraud who have did a business on the name of enlightenment. It's only thing that the yogic system is telling you to get sort with your mind. Just get sort about from like what the things, the chaos which is going in your mind from the activities which are coming from the materialistic world. You have to understand them up to such an extent. You have to just go out of the box and see that nothing matters. Nothing matters who is coming, who is going, what's happening, what's not happening. Or it is also like that, that none of the action is in our control. It's like we are playing like puppets. We are playing like puppets. We change our emotions simply. If we are lying, we will have a desire to do something. From where that desire is coming? Who is pushing us to do things in our life? Who is pushing us? Because so many people are there who are doing IITs. Do you agree with that, Professor, that every student who is studying into the college of IITs, they wants to become engineer?
They wants to
become engineers?
not really.
Yes, not really. So it's like so many things, so many chaotic things happening in their mind. Else, there are also options, and there are also people like that who were into IITs, but they don't became engineer. They became something else, and they were like really good at that. So thing is about like, do you really want to become an engineer? Then the yogic discipline will really help you. The mental practices, the mana, the manomaya kosha, if you master that once, and which is very simple. It's like people think that you have to become some sadhu, sant, or you have to have a like typical guru, or you have to have a typical lifestyle, then only you can control it. It's not about that. It's about very simple thing. It's about two ways. Either you sit in meditation and you correct your mind, your body will be perfect. Your body will start like removing all the toxicity, all the inflammatory level, all the inflammation. Because I'm talking about the mind, I'm talking about the nervous system, the central nervous system. If you are working on the mind, it means you will have to also work on your spinal cord, like the second major part of your central nervous system. So if you work something like you in a certain way on your mind, your body will get corrected. Or if you work on your annamaya kosha sharir, or your annamaya kosha or annamaya sharir, means on your physical body, then your mind will get sorted. Because mind is also a part of the body. Mind, see, it's in my head. The mind is inside the head. If somebody is saying you that yoga will give you good body and good mind, you should hold his ear and ask, what is this you are talking about? What is this you are talking about? I am insane, or you are insane, or you are too smart to explain me that? You can say that it's a body and spirit thing. Because we also have that anandamaya sharir, which makes us bliss sometime and which doesn't makes us bliss. It's like it's a balance beyond before that, which you have to create to stay into that state. But it's like two way to reach your higher intellectual mind, or the Vijnanamaya kosha, or to the blissful mind or blissful body, or the blissful sheath of your very human nature or the very physiology. You have to do something else, either with your body or with your mind. It's like one thing. This is like you start moving your hands, and it's like you start moving your back or legs and aligning your bones properly. Your mind will get sorted. Or you work on your mind, you work on your central nervous system. Your body will start expelling the toxicity inside your guts, inside your blood, inside your mind. Everything will go out. So if you look into the practices of meditation also, what they do actually, you look into the different techniques of different sadhu, sant, baba, businessmen, everybody who is running in this world. Everybody, I just don't want to name them. They are playing with your breath. In the meditation practices also, they're playing with your breath. Sometimes they have practices like Vipassana, or there are so many like 112 techniques in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. In every technique, doesn't matter if it's from the Nad Yoga, it's from the Karma Yoga, whatever. If they put you into a certain practice of meditation, they will ask you to breathe. They will ask you to breathe in a certain way. It's about breathing. So they call it by SSY, they call it Kriya Yoga, they call it Sukshma Yoga, they call it Pranayama, they call it with so many names. I don't want to mention the brands and entities which are running in this world today. If you go into the Annamaya Sharira practices, like the physical practices, like the asanas, like the Sukshma Yoga or the Sukshma Asana thing, or the asana, like the 84 asanas we have got for every cycle. They have like designed everything in a proper scientific way. They are mentioning that there are 84 lakh creatures on earth, like 84 lakh jeevniya. And they are saying that there are 84 asanas in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Like originally, if you see that, it's like always been manipulated. Only the sutras are left like that. Because if you do something with the Yoga Sutra given by Maharshi Patanjali ji, so like the whole system will get manipulated because it's mathematics. That's why he call this sutras. Sutras means formulas. Like you have formulas in mathematics, in physics. It's like sutras. It's a sutra of the eternal, like for maintaining the eternal blissfulness in life. It's a sutra of life. Like yoga is nothing, I could tell you just that. It's just a lifestyle. If you practice this lifestyle, you will do something with your body, which includes your mind, which will improve your karmic things, which will improve your way of experiencing things. It's like somebody slapped you, you may also smile. I'm not saying that you will become Gandhi, but you may smile and you may understand this person is so stupid that even doesn't understand how strengthful I am. If I would give him back, he would die. So you would just laugh on his weakness also. You could also attain that level of strength from your mind. You have so many reasons inside not to react, just to stay calm and be creative all the time. इंसान ईश्वर की सबसे बड़ी रचना है, like सबसे सर्वोच्च रचना है. It's like the finest creation is the human being by God. If you analyze and if you believe that we are designed in a system, else a dog would have also got the ability to speak. Why doesn't a dog have that ability? Why the tongue of a dog is designed like that so it cannot move like our tongue? Why our tongue is designed like that so we can speak? So you have to just be up to that intellect. Yes, up to that intellect that you understand that we are blessed. We are blessed with perfect fingers. We can use these fingers in so many ways. We are blessed with perfect teeth. We are blessed with perfect skin. This is skin without hairs, without any fur, can manage the temperature. So we have got a perfect outer and inner system. So we are not meant to be stressed, or we are not meant to be lethargic. We are not meant to be weak. We are the most powerful creature, or the most, it's like the best creature can be built out by God or by His science. So yoga is telling you something that you have to play with the body, you have to play with the mind, you have to play, you can adjust, you can align your spirit, your soul with your thoughts, and your karmas will always keep you in such a state. Like आपने कभी एक छोटा सा experience किया है that you are depositing some amount of money in your life to do something, and now your brother comes up, who is like so lovable to you, and you have this feeling to help him out. Once you help him out, that gives you that bliss. That selfless giving gives you that bliss. That bliss can be maintained all the time. You just don't have to donate all your property to some Baba for attaining this bliss. This is utter stupidity, okay? Like you attain so much, you do so much hard work in your life, you work as an ITN, you work as an engineer, you work as a businessman, and then you end up stressed. And some Baba telling you the stress is this, what you did in your life. It's like, is God is like that? He's making you do everything in your life to put you in stress? No. God is offering you nature to experience, to live happily with it, to enjoy it, how it is evolving. Like whatever it is, the technology or what. And I call it as Satyuga. Like either it is the Satyuga has already started, or the Satyuga is initiated, it is going to start. It's not a Kali Yuga anymore, because in the Gita it clearly reveals and it shows you कि वहां पर भी पार्लियामेंट जैसी जगह पर चीर हरण हुआ और भगवान को स्वतः आना पड़ा उनको बचाने के लिए। आज के पार्लियामेंट में आप किसी स्त्री को छू कर दिखाएं तो आपको पता नहीं कितने वर्षों की जेल होगी एंड यू विल बी बीटन लाइक ए डॉग। तो इट्स लाइक सतयुगा, एवरीबॉडी इज इंडिपेंडेंट। वहां पर जितने असुर होते थे आज यहाँ पर असुर नहीं है। आज आप ज्यादातर देखेंगे इट्स लाइक इफ योर वेरी विजन इज लाइक दैट, इफ योर वेरी थॉट प्रोसेस इज लाइक दैट, दैट यू सी रॉन्ग इन एवरीथिंग। अगर आपको कोई फूल दे रहा है एंड यू आर सेइंग कि तुम तो मुझे कांटे चुभाने वाले हो, देन इट मींस यू आर सिक। The person is offering a beautiful flower. So God is offering us a beautiful nature with like everything. We can fulfill our desires and we can also keep ourselves detached from the desires and stay in bliss. You need to learn a balance to keep your body aligned and healthy, to respond in that accordingly way, like in that way in which way you think. If you think and you can do that, it means you are satisfied and you are happy. But if you think to do something and you find yourself ineligible of doing that, you will have stress. So that is the very thing that the midway seeker is about, not to be too modern, not to be too ancient. It's like practicing the ancient practices into the modern time and staying in the modern time and staying balanced, not to be in fear of any deity, not to be in fear of Shiva, not to be in fear of any Baba, not to be so much receptive to anyone that you start treating somebody, some other identity as like they can only treat you. We all are like gods. We are all like gods. We have got such an ability that every human being can achieve so-called enlightenment, or I can say it, I can quote it like that, we can get sorted. So students of IIT, I must tell them, I must remind them who you are. You are the best engineers in the world. You are the best education, like enroller. You are doing the most typical thing. So you don't underestimate yourself and you don't think that you can be stressful. You cannot be into stress. It's just like you are not understanding it, that whether you want to be an IITian or you want to be a photographer. If you want to be a photographer, Three Idiots have explained it so well. I must say it. It's not a fuzz, it's not a stupid thing. That movie is like putting actual shit in this world out. Like we are buying gods, we are praising gods. Like praising a deity is a very great science, but praising a deity of worth rupees 1 crore is stupidity. Like you buying the it's like murtis and so many things with such a great price, it's stupidity. If you have too much money, you have too much bhav, then you can buy. But don't think like that the person who is having a Ganesha worth rupees 1 crore of metal, the Ganesha gonna listen him more. It's not like that. The yoga is telling you that you are all actually it's like gods. There was a god who designed it and he just left us, and because he wants to experience how does a human being would it's like he wants to experience his own abilities. I would quote it like that: we human beings are such creation that we don't actually, we have got numb, our brain have got numb. We don't actually realize that what tendency we have got. After being into such positions of such great achievements, we think that we can be stressed. We can have this stupid thing in our mind. We cannot be stressed. It's like, it's about, we are actually moving in that line which we want. Like if I have a certain desire and somebody pushed me to go in other direction, then of course I will always miss those desires. Either you fulfill the desires and you make yourself capable of fulfilling those desires and you die, or you understood it that putting yourself into too much desires bothers you. There is a journey. There will be so many people who always want to live in desires and they will die happily. I'm telling you this. And there will be so many people who will have all the desires fulfilled, but they are not happy. They have to become spiritual, because the spiritualism or the spirituality is the last, or like the finest stage you have to experience out of this world. Like you don't want anything now, you just give. So like that great thing you achieve once in your life is a very, it's like unique, and it makes you free of so many things. Students who wants to continue their IIT, there's a suggestion for them from my side, from the yogic culture, that you requires just a great level of dimethyltryptamine in your body. You requires less cortisol in your body, and the asanas will do it like a joke, like a sarcasm with you. It's like yoga is something like it's for like very great purpose. You can even make such goals that if you just walk after that goal, after like manifesting in your mind, 1 crore people will achieve their goals working under your goal. It's like it gives you such a ability. Like you can create beyond goals. You can be just limitless. It's not about just getting healthy and just be into a discipline, but if you want to attain that thing, that you have a higher level of DMT, you have a lesser level of cortisol, like less stress hormones and more happy hormones. So if you have a proper hormonal balance inside your body, your testosterone, your endorphins, your serotonin, your dopamine, every hormone which is responsible for keeping you in pain, sadness, sorrow will go out, and there will be like endorphins to kill the pain. There will be dopamine to keep you happy. There will be like testosterone to give actual response, because when you are IIT, you think too much of girls. It's normal like that when you are in college. So when you want to put yourself into a relationship, when you are moving into a relationship, but you find yourself uneligible to give happiness, you want happiness from somebody else. It's like you don't have that much in your bank that you can give to your brother and make him like feel like that I am here for you. You don't need to worry. So the person will, both of them will feel grateful if they keep on giving. They have that much. Yoga will give you that much level of happiness just by simple doing some chemical balances through uh, asanas and pranayama. The thing is that nowadays people are doing gymnast, yoga, what they are calling it, it is not yoga. Yoga means स्थिरम सुखम आसनम. जिस अवस्था में आपको सुख आए, आपको आराम आए, वो आसन है. ना कि in a position in which you are sweating, you are over exhausting, you want to go for a sleep, you want to have so much of food after your practice, so much of juice and protein. That's not yoga. Yoga makes your belly full. After the practice, you feel like you have energy, your energy is doubled after just one abhyasa. It's like that. If you practice one abhyasa in a correct way, like proper anatomy and physiological movements, from where you should bend from there. If you are compressing your vagus nerve while doing back bends, I'm telling you, while doing a chakrasana, you will be more depressed. So you should know that there should be no compression. It's not you are not doing it for compression on your nerves to block your blood circulation. You are doing it to increase blood circulation into specific zones where it is required, and it is asking you to breathe as much as you can in your lungs, so you can take out the toxicity, the carbon out of your blood, and you can put some nice thing inside, which is the fuel to run your brain. If your brain is getting 60% of oxygen, you will crack IIT, you will crack PMT, AIMS, whatever exam it is, because it will keep you focused that you started to become an engineer and you are in a best engineering institute, and you can crack it out right now because you are creative, you are happy, your brain is getting enough fuel to memorize, to remember, to learn, to understand things well. Brain have got that ability. It's just the fuel, it's not getting properly. So the practices we will tell you tomorrow will increase the, which enhance your actually your your respiratory system, and it loses the area around your respiratory system, like your intercostal muscles. Your intercostal muscles are so stressed. Our thoracic region is so stressed, so that we cannot move our thoracic like that. If we are sitting like that, we look stressed. If we sit like that, so it's like you are already energetic. You are on to something. You want to initiate something, like you are thinking something like nice now when you sit like that. So you should have a mobile thoracic. If your thoracic is mobile enough, your vagus instabilation is nice. If your sacral region or your tailbone is not under pressure, means your reproductive system and your digestive system will work very well. If your lower back, if your lumbar region, all the five, L1 to L5, all are functioning and they are twisting well. It means you have a nice digestion also. You don't have an upset tummy. You eat well, you take it out, you get nice things out of it, you breathe enough that you have no sludges, no clues, no inflammation in your blood level, and the brain is perfectly getting the oxygen, so it will keep maintaining the balance of the hormones. And your brain, your body will keep moving with the alignment of your brain. Your brain will want something, your body will do that. If your brain wants to study a chapter today and your body is eligible enough to sit like for 2 hours to study that thing, so you will sit and you will not be stressed. You will have no pain in your shoulders. You will have nothing. So everything must be done in proper alignments. That's what sacred geometry of yoga is trying to explain. That's what that ratio is trying to explain. That we are designed on a golden ratio. We are designed. We are actually designed in a very magnificent way. If you just look at it, it will blow your mind. So it's like the practices we would introduce to the students tomorrow, and I think I explained things quite logically. If you wants to ask more questions, I can answer. I will try to answer it more.
All right, then. Thanks very much for that. So now we have the question and answer session, as Acharya ji put it. So everybody, I just request you once, can you all turn on your video so we can all see you and we can take a small group photo of everybody together as best we can in this online
Okay.
session. So
Ashish ji,
and it'll help us see each
is
other as well. So
is
yes.
my things got very complicated because your face looks very confusing. Let me be sorry if I did something wrong or I said something wrong.
No, no.
Ji.
It was very logical, and really looking forward to tomorrow's session, wherein you will also share the practices.
Right.
See,
So if anybody has any
the thing
questions,
is,
so feel free to ask.
I don't want to fool my dear friends of IIT. I don't want to tell them that just breathe from this nose and release from this nose and your creativity will rise. I will ask them to do certain practice with proper breath system fused with the physical movements. So when you are moving physically, you are also conscious about the breath. So the pranayama is going along with the asanas. And it's like you are throwing the blood into that specific area which is damaged. I have this idea about this world now, how the automobiles and how pharmaceutical systems are ruining this world, what kind of business they are doing, how they are making the seats of the cars, and how they are offering surgeries for the spine. So it's a system running on a very nice level. So I can tell you from where your back is gone, from where your legs are gone, and what is that basic thing required to keep yourself aligned and to stay out of the box up to that extent that you understand what you are doing in your life and what you want and what you don't have to do. So you are more focused. Ji.
Anish, you can moderate the questions. You're muted, Anish.
Right. All right. So
It's 6 o'clock.
we have a question from Shri Lakshmi ji.
Ji.
Okay, sorry. Okay, wait, sorry. Give me a moment. Right, sorry. We have a question from SK Chemistry. So this question is: may you explain Karma Yoga for study?
See, Karma Yoga, I insist my students of the IIT that practices of different yoga like Karma Yoga, Dharma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Kriya Yoga, so many yogas are there. If you just see that what Dr. Ashish or Professor Ashish mentioned in very advance, that it's like one thing came out of came out of one thing and became so many things. The Sankhya itself is telling about so many things, and then there is a system of Advaita also. But you have to understand, being a student, if you align yourself, the Karma Yoga will execute by itself, and you will tell to me and to others what it is. A Karma Yoga practice is so intense that after you practice the Kriya Yoga for a certain period of time, you will find yourself that you are into the proper lifestyle of doing just karmas in your life. the karmas which will put an impact on your life cycle and so many things. So I just request students, you need not to worry about the life cycles, that which life you will get after this. Don't be over concerned about that. What you should be concerned about this life is that if you are into IIT, are you really want, do you really want to become an IITian and a good engineer and make a good life and help the community in that way? Or you want to quit this engineering and wants to become a sannyasi or a yogi or just a karma yogi, to just do some different sort of karma you are thinking from your mind. You are thinking that you cannot help the community by being an engineer. So it's a huge subject explaining the karma yoga. I don't
Right.
think so. It can be done in 1 hour here on the session. It's already 1 hour. Any question which would help you like in
Right.
a short, G,
Okay. Yeah.
which would like really benefit you. Like if I would tell something about the karma yoga, I can speak like for 2 days about that. But is going to help you? Any practice, any confusion out of the logical incentive brain you have, you ask. G.
Namaste. Sorry, I'm Neeraj, and I am a faculty member here in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And I currently also function as the mentor of the yoga study.
G.
So, what I wanted to ask you is, while it may be true that a guru,
It's like some buzzy noises coming from the behind. I'm sorry, Neeraj.
it's a,
Now, 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 it's, now it's okay. Ji.
while it may be true that you don't really need a guru for your practice, it may be in some sense true, but my experience says that if you have a good teacher in yoga,
I never said it. I never said it that you don't need a guru. I never quoted it like that. I'm saying it that you need not to go blind for gurus.
Okay.
That only a guru will take you there. It's like you are your own guru.
Right.
You have got everything that guru got.
Right.
So it's like guru will tell you the right practice. You practice that for a certain period of time. If it is not working for you, either the guru is not correct, or the practitioner is not doing it well, or the practice itself was not authentic. So you change. Don't stick to something. Keep on just analyzing, evaluating things. You have got a brain to evaluate which things worked for you, which doesn't.
Yes. Yeah.
A right guru, a actual guru will tell you the exact practice for you. Exact practice, and would leave you. Just go.
Yes. Okay.
They won't keep you. But nowadays, I was just mentioning it that nowadays a person is like he's like practicing throughout the life. It's been 20 years and also still also stressed. What is that? A person is brahmacharya, following brahmacharya for 20 years of his life. Do you think that a person who can give something like nice to the society by getting, it's like into the grasta system, into the grasta life, or into the grasta jivana, into the, it's like get married, have babies, do work, create something, build something nice. Is it good to stay bald without hairs and become a brahmachari and sannyasi and do nothing and just to beg and nothing else? Just cleaning ashrams and doing that thing, is that worth? No, it is not worth in doing in this modern society. It's stupidity. If something is making you do that, they are taking away like the life which God gave you in this time. You took birth in this time because you need to experience what you are experiencing right now. You cannot go and become Vedantic now.
Yeah. Thank you, Acharya.
All right. We have a question from Soham Kapadia. His question is, I really want to explore the yoga practices and concepts further, but due to the overwhelming number and amount of resources around, what is the best way to begin?
See, the best way is to begin for free first. Just check yourself. It's like we cannot stop anyone in this world to practice it from YouTube, practice it from social Instagram, practice it from, it's like so many social mediums. Just put yourself into a practice and just see that if there is a voice inside you, there is a voice inside you. If your journey is already started, the practice will be so right. You will execute it in such a nice way that you will actually, else you will have callings about it. You just want to end up and you want to do something with your back pain into a yoga ashram. You go to a specific place, you practice a thing, and you evaluate if it worked for your mind and if it worked for your body. If it doesn't, then you please switch. There is no certain thing I can tell you about. There is no specific thing, because the number of teachers, the number of gurus is so high. If I would say if I would name someone, or if I would name one practice, then there will be 10 others who will criticize that. So it's like you start from anywhere. You start it and you evaluate if it worked for you. If it doesn't, then switch. Simple thing.
Thank you. I hope that answered your question, Soham.
हेलो
So we have who is this?
अनीश हेलो
हाँ.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था
Yes,
आचार्य
Abhishek. Go
प्रणाम
ahead.
आचार्य जी सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि
कौन बात कर रहे हैं? मैं नाम जानना
हाय
चाहूंगा।
अभिषेक है सर
हाँ, अभिषेक जी with the headphones?
यस सर
Yes, please.
सर आजकल लाइफ में या फिर डेली लाइफ में ऐसी बहुत चीजें हो जाती है आर्गुमेंट्स या कुछ भी जो हमारे लिए बहुत डिमोटिवेटिंग होते हैं कुछ भी हमको अगर डेली टारगेट अचीव करना है या फिर हमने कल जो सोचा था वो आज हमने अचीव करना है तो जैसे मैंने पढ़ा है पतंजलि योग सूत्र के बारे में
जी
तो जो पतंजलि योग सूत्र में जो यम और नियम है वो कैसे हेल्प करते हैं हमको और उसमें जो शुद्धि क्रिया दिए गए इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल हठा योगा के साथ उनको हम कैसे मिक्स कर सकते हैं कि वो ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल हो
So you are asking about the Shat Kriyas and you are asking about the Yama and Niyamas.
Yes sir.
जी See, देखिए, these are kind of rules that you have to follow yourself and you have to follow it for others. Like आपको खुद के लिए और दूसरों के लिए आपको follow करने हैं. Like social and private rules. आप देखो, if you just look at it, just keep a book जिस पर ये सब नियम लिखे हो and they are kept in front of you and just look at them and just imagine a person following them. You will see him as like a god. A person who is following them actually is exactly a god in front of you, if you are even imagining that identity in your mind. So if you practice few things out of Yama and Niyama, they will also help you. And the major part of Yama and Niyama, why they are kept and how to follow them. If you follow them for a certain period of time, you will have a ignited fire inside you, which will keep pushing you to do something physical, which are called asanas. It means if you do conserve your semen for a time, I'm not saying to become a brahmacharya, not to get married or not to do anything. But if you conserve it and if you eat less inflammatory food, less toxic food, if you eat nice sattvic food, if you have proper juices and everything, and if you are cleaning, you are adding the Shat Kriya. Means जो आपके पेट में parasites and the parasites which are sitting inside you and giving you emotions which are not human. Means like we have alien bodies inside from wheat, rice, and spices and junk food and so many things. We have different type of worms, which means like they have got brains to secrete something and to put an impact on your nervous system. So it's like your nervous system, your central nervous system is getting disturbed because something alien, something like out of your body is inside your body and they're putting an impact. So Shat Kriya say we remove the extra mucus, we remove the shit inside the guts, like the deposited wheat or rice, that makes you feel good. Like जब पेट साफ होता है, it's obvious our brain is like, yes, when we go in the bathroom in the morning and we are super clean with our stomach, how do we feel throughout the day? Yes. So it's Shat Kriyas are like they are intense practices. They are intense practices. They will take out everything which have not came out from last 10 years. They will take out that also. They will clean your like this senses because these are blocked because of mucus and so many things. So you are actually more accessible in your body now. Your body is more accessible to you now. So when you put yourself into Yama and Niyama and you are clean, you are less toxic, you're gonna just, like you're gonna start messing with this world because the world will be like so innocent, so simple for you. You will start playing with everything around you. It doesn't matter if it's business, if it's relationship, it's house things, it's studies, it's sports, whatever it is. So many things are going around us. So you are like cleansed and you are into Yama and Niyama. You put yourself certain period of time like that, like 3 months. I'm asking 3 months. I'm not asking you to initiate any kriya. No kriya. I'm not selling anything. Just clearly telling you, just stay like that for 3 months and you see that you will have an energy to do some physical. Then do asanas. It's a system. You start one, rest will happen by itself. When you have enough energy, you do asanas and you follow yama and niyama. You will. It's just like at that time you require a guru to initiate you, to put you into breathing practices. So you want to know something really intense from me right now. I can be very bold with my words, but I have to explain this thing to my IITians. That
Sure,
if
sir.
you just analyze, are you also an IITian?
Yes, sir.
So you can
Yes, sir.
understand me so well, I'm sure, because every IITian
Yes.
got a nice brain.
I will
So
try, sir.
you will understand. It's a very
Yes.
normal thing. When you are
Okay, okay.
angry, have you ever watched how you breathe? Can you just show me
Yes,
how do
sir.
you how's your breathe when you are angry? Tell me,
It's very
please.
faster, sir. Uncontrollable.
Yes. Can you just react like that once? Yes, please.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes, actually
Yes.
goes very. Our heartbeat goes faster
Exactly.
and breathe
Exactly.
also.
Let me. Do you have a girlfriend?
Not, sir.
You
I'm
don't have.
from
Oh,
Ken.
very sad. You are very sad.
There are very less girls in IIT actually,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So you might have, like seen activities having
uh,
people intercourses. Do you see
uh,
how's their breath at that time? How's their breath pattern?
uh,
It's very different from the anger thing.
yes, sir.
Yes, it's like sharp and it's like long. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are calm, do you see how your breath patterns are? They are very
Uh,
gentle. Even your nose
very.
doesn't feel it. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So you see,
Uh,
there is a variance between the patterns and there is a variance between emotions. So
emotion.
either something is going wrong with your emotions, there will be an impact on the breath, or now
Body.
or there is a change or there is a control on the patterns of the breath. There will be a change on emotions. So that's why your mom asks you,
Emotions.
sit down, take a deep breath, and you will be okay. Now tell me what's wrong. Because your
Yes.
anger mind comes out of anger just because you took 2 3 breaths gently and you start behaving like a human. So
Normal.
yes, yama and niyama will make you like move towards a meta-human thing. Okay, you follow yama niyama, you're gonna become a meta-human. It's like meta-human is
Okay.
who cannot say anything for you, who will not say no for anything. You will ask him that can you become like Bolt? He will say yes because he have enough energy. He will try, and the one who
He will.
tries, most like will get success. The one who is just thinking to become Bolt will never get success. Yes.
Sure, sir.
G.
Thank you, sir.
I think I answered.
Yes, sir. I
G.
got a lot of clarity now. Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you.
G. G. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you very much. So there are we're getting questions regarding specific practices as well. I think those are more appropriate for tomorrow's session.
G.
So
There will be
today
so
I'll
many.
ask the other ones.
G.
Yeah. So okay. So we have a question from Priyanka. Karma is associated in some expected results. If we don't achieve the result, we tend to get demotivated. So how not to be attached to these results?
Okay. So you expect when you do karmas, you are saying that the problem is that. Okay. Don't touch. Let me just answer. I don't. I'm sorry, Priyanka ji. I cannot see you, but I'm answering you that you are concerned about the outputs when you are doing karmas, so you are not doing karmas at all. Okay. So when you do karmas, you don't expect that is a karma that will be counted. That will be counted, which will keep you in a ratio of 49 and 51, which will never let you go into the bad karmas, and your bad karmas will never go above the 51, as the Vedas is giving a proper ratio about how you're gonna change from a human to an animal. So they're giving a proper ratio about it. It's a great mathematical system. You need to start reading something about it if you want to ask something intense. Like I don't know why people are after so much karma. You become creative. That's I think enough. You will do nice job by yourself. There will be so many karmas from your it's like a very nature which will go out and you will never expect something to come back. No matter, like you feeded a dog, you feeded some biscuits a dog, and now you think that the dog should lick you. It's like the dog can show you teeth also after giving biscuits. So what is the point? Your concern was to give biscuits to a hungry dog. You gave it. Karma done. You don't think about the dog's reactions now. You know, as simple. Ji.
All right. Right. So thank you. The next question is, we'll just take a few more questions. We'll wrap up by 6:15 definitely. So we have a question from Shri Lakshmi ji. Her question is, how can we overcome influences of surrounding people and not to do what they want, but to do what is correct?
Okay, so it's like a ex-person is doing so many things because of others.
Yes.
Do the
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Even though
let
they're not interested in doing many of the things, they
let I
come
want
in
to look at
because
you. What's the name of the questioner, please? I want to know the kind question.
it's Sri Lakshmi.
Sri Lakshmi ji, let me look for you. Okay, Sri
Uh,
Lakshmi ji.
Sometimes, because of the compulsion of loved ones, will be end up doing something which is, we feel that it's not correct. What we did is not correct.
See,
As we are supposed to live with them, we are doing that. So sometimes it gives pain.
I
Um,
got it. I got it
I
now.
want to
Let me
know
take it
how
from
we can overcome
see,
this.
see, I got it. Let me take it from here. The thing is that we lost the definition of self. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So we think that when I say I'm gonna do it by myself, or it's about myself. When we say myself, self is even your it is that is your son behind you.
yes, sir.
So yes, even your son is yourself because it's a part of you. Self is not just one identity. Self is like mera. You call it ye mera hai. Mera is your dad is also yours, your mother is also yours, your husband is also yours. If you married, then your self got increased. If you don't marry, then nobody can make you do anything. Okay, it's like that. If you don't go into so many subjects and relationships and so many connections in the outer world, then it's like it's a very normal thing. When you are indulging into the society, then there will be social responsibilities on you. You don't have to bother, you don't have to let them bother you. You just have to understand which is important and which is prior. You have to just evaluate what should be done on priority and what should not be done for that person, because that person is not even close to myself. So if a rickshaw wala wants you to get angry because of some money, you just don't get angry because the rickshaw wala doesn't have got anything to do. But if your husband is wanting you to do something, you have to do it. You have to be grateful of it. So it's like if you're, it's like sometime in people in married life or in like not in married life, I think light is gone, Sri Lakshmi ji. I cannot hear from Sri Lakshmi ji. The thing is that if you want, like do things from your own like intellect, if you don't want others to make you do things, then you need to understand the proper definition of self, and you need to understand that there was a point when you were up to that extent that I will do anything. I will do anything to get you. I will do anything to be there. I will do anything. So now this is the time to do anything because you wanted it. You are at this position. So you have to play roles for others also. You wanted it. Remember that time when you wanted it. So you are in now. It's a deep thing. You are going into the nature. So if you are into the nature, nature will have something to ask from you. You have to give. It's like have enough to give. Don't like think like that. You don't have to do things. Just like don't do things like simply for if your neighbors are asking you to do beat your husband, don't do that. It's a simple thing. Like yes, but if yourself, the surroundings which is around you, if you see that it is yourself, it is not just you, it's not just your body, it's the self is spreaded around. People think that the mind is just like it's just an accumulation of our thoughts. No, even if we think of our fathers, like if a father is having a dream, that thing had just taken a half section of my head. My mind is my father now. My father wants that, so I will give, I will do that. So many times we are doing things like that. We have to analyze. We have to evaluate. For getting that ability of proper evaluation and proper analysis, and like to get that proper analytical mind, you need to have proper fuel to provide it. That's what I'm talking about. You give enough oxygen to your brain, enough oxygen. and you will never get exhausted. You will never think that you did something for somebody else. You will think like that you did that thing for yourself, not for anybody else. Because you live in your own people, you don't live out of them. So if you're doing things for them, be grateful. Don't think like that they are making you do things. Nobody, I think, can make you do things which is like totally harassing you. In this world we have law, we have so many things. So it's just like, if these are small things that you have small complaints, then analyze yourself. Yourself is very expanded. You did it by yourself. You are responsible. If you want to get out of that, then divorce everything. Simple thing. It's like that. There are responsibilities, and we should be grateful of them, because we took that decision. If you didn't took that decision consciously, then it is going to give you some consequences for sure. Then, for having clarity that is you are eligible enough to do things for the surroundings, then it's like you have to just enhance your body, enhance your system, enhance your mind, enhance everything you have got. And you have the ability now. When you are enhanced, you have more abilities, so you can play roles more happily and in a more better way. That's why the yoga has been said that it is for a housewife, it is for an engineer, it is for a doctor, it is for everyone. It enhances you naturally, like your very nature will, your very physiology, very anatomy, very biomechanics will get enhanced.
All right.
Ji.
Thank you then. Thank you very much, sir. I think that's all that we have time for tonight. But next, to my question so far. So okay, so I'll just take this
Ji. Thank you for inviting me, and Anish ji, I think they left.
Internet.
How can I leave?